We are Cannabis Specialty Packaging. You're watching the Cannabis Packaging Show, and today's episode is all about jars.
The Cannabis Packaging Show is brought to you by Contempo Specialty Packaging.
Welcome to the Cannabis Packaging Show, the world's first cannabis packaging show. This is episode number 22. Got a great episode for you today. We're going to talk about jars, whether it's jars for flower or topicals. We're going to cover it all. Before we begin, actually, we got two things before we begin. The first thing we're going to do is our favorite exercise, proving that packaging increases your sales. Which of these two would you buy? You know nothing about the cookies, you know nothing about the quality, but which is better? Which is higher quality based on the packaging alone? Which would you buy?
Tate's.
A or B? Thank you, Heather, for sharing.
Tate's is killing it.
Okay, wonderful. So we're going to do a taste test off camera.
Oh, for real? We're doing this?
Sure, we're going to do a taste test. Why not?
Yes.
Alright, so we're going to bring this over here.
Starving.
Ingrid, if you want the cookie, you have to come across the screen and you'll be exposed to the world.
Talia's like, our camera's now empty.
Oh my god, these are soft and chewy. I love it.
Alright. So, alright, so we're going to do a live taste test.
Anybody? Or they're not soft and chewy.
I'll
but
pass
they're
them
still
to
This is new territory on the Cannabis Packaging Show. Never before a live taste test.
Let's
Okay, so
inspect. Visual inspection.
this one
These generic ones
is
actually
terrible.
look
It tastes
good.
like cardboard.
It's not that good.
The taste is not good?
Oh no. The other one.
No.
Tate's is amazing.
This one is unbelievable.
Wow.
Alright,
All you can hear is the
so the taste one is better. We all agree.
Tate's is a
And
winner.
this brings up an important point. Not only do you think that the taste is better because it's packaged better, not only does your eye go to it, but also we found, Ingrid's eating the cookies a lot. Also, we've found, and I'm sure you've found, the best companies, companies with the best products also have the best packaging because they care about their product, they care about the whole experience. That's one of the reasons why you should have packaging, and that's why it can increase your sales.
Agreed.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, number two, before we begin. I can't eat this cookie while I'm doing this. All right, so I want to show you guys something. So this is a jar, generic jar, black jar. We're going to show you different ways that you can dress it up. Am I in frame?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to show you something. You get a tamper seal. I'm going to put like this. Little magic here. Open it up.
Voila.
And look at that. Freshness. Like you've never seen before. So it's a little seal that we put into our jars. Gives your consumers that feeling of professionalism that we all know is so important in this market. Until we're doing, tens of millions of units or millions of units, a lot of this is done by hand, right? As all you guys know, especially dispensary owners. And that's a way to have the professionalism in a world where things are still done by hand. Or mostly by hand. And that is the magic trick of the day. The first magic trick on the Cannabis Packaging Show. Alright, so let's jump into it. So you see that generic black jar there. Ingrid, show some different ways that you can decorate. The term is decorating. How can you decorate that jar to make your brand stand out, to connect with your target audience? How do you do it? What are the different options?
There are lots of ways. This is a silk screen on there, and it also has a colored cap. Stop laughing at me.
Love it.
You can custom color your caps.
We can match a PMS color, so maybe
Exactly.
between different effects, different strains, you can have it all color coded.
Yes. This is a transfer printing method where on here is a wood grain, but it could be any kind of design, similar to as we showed you with the tins a few episodes ago, that any kind of illustration or design that you want on there, your logo, can be transferred right on there, printed directly onto your jar. Also, this is another example of transfer printing on here. And this jar also has a really nice finish on it. It feels like a soft touch.
It's actually
finish
sprayed on.
A spray-on soft
Spray on soft touch.
Spray-on soft touch. So you can apply those same kind of varnishes to your jars as the printed materials that we've talked about in the past. This is an electroplated jar. Gold electroplated. This is and a silver electroplated cap. Now this is a glass jar. It's a frosted. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's plastic. It's a frosted plastic jar, and this has it's kind of a cosmetic jar, so you can get these seals inside, plastic seals, if you want some extra protection on your product.
When you have acrylic and polystyrene, it's literally almost impossible to tell the difference between that and glass, like visually. And then
Yeah,
when you
I
actually
agree.
touch it, you can, but it's very different from water bottle plastic or some of the plastics that you guys that are more common in the market.
This is another plastic jar, acrylic jar, that has foil tipping just around the edge. So instead of the electroplating over the entire cap or the entire body of the jar, it's just on the edge. So similar to kind of the reveal boxes that we've shown in the past, where you have, some foil tipping on a box or something. It's a similar kind of technique that you can apply to a jar as well.
It's like a small hurricane going on out there.
Take cover.
Okay.
All
Is that
right.
all?
That's all I have in front of me. You
Okay,
have
wonderful.
a few
So,
more things in front of you.
Got a few more options here. We have a display. Contempo's been making displays for many years. Just thought I'd throw that in, Glass jars here. So these are some examples. That's a frosted glass jar, printed glass jar, clear glass jar. And then these are some other standard plastic, whether it's some of these are PET, some of these are polyethylene, and some of these are actually acrylic, like the other one that was over here. So you get some unique shapes, sizes, and that's about it. I don't think we need to go too much into this.
Family of jars, so you can, if you have different things that you want to put to package, you can get different sizes of the same style.
Good point. And not only different sizes in the same style, but one of the key things in any brand is consistency. Consistency throughout all the products. So you could have consistency from a topical through a concentrate, but also you could have your pre-roll boxes. You're really liking that cookie, huh? Pre-roll boxes matching with the topicals, matching with the flour, so it's all cohesive like your favorite brands. So if you want to be a great cannabis brand, you have to learn from the great brands in other industries, and that's one thing that we can all agree on. There's that consistency throughout the products. There's a cohesive look, and that's what all of you guys should be doing if you need to build, or if you want to build a brand, which I believe most of you do. Any other closing comments?
I just want to make a special note that with the jars, the customization that you can do with each jar, it does depend on the jar style. So like the electroplating can't necessarily do that on every jar that we've shown. So we do have a bunch of options for what you can do for each style jar, if anybody wants to see that.
Very good points, and some of it's contingent on how the molds have been built too. So there's certain nuances. I think it's a very valuable point that you can't say, oh, can you take this and electroplate the top and foil print on the side? So each of these will be on a case-by-case basis, but there's usually always a customization option that will meet your needs. Thanks for watching the Cannabis Packaging Show. Thanks for being you. See you next week.